as you can probably tell from the title and the thumbnail, the poor old Range Rover's been in the wars. There's 3 items of paintwork on this car that need attention. The first one is the top of the tailgate. Now, the lacquer's coming off. I'm pretty sure that piece up there is plastic. It's bloody wind. With the hot sun we get here in France, I've got nowhere I can put this car under cover. The hot sun has started lifting the lacquer on the paint. Now, there's 2 ways of dealing with that. Repaint it or wrap it. So what I'm going to try and do at some point in a future video, because this car probably won't be getting a lot of use. I will get to that in a future video, but I'll explain why later on down the road. But all will become apparent when that video comes out. But so what I'll probably do is, when the car's not being used so much, is take that piece off. I think it just unbolts off the top of the tailgate. Clear off the lacquer with wet and dry, and try re-lacquering it with a rattle can and seeing if we can do a good job. If I make a right cock up, then I can wrap it with something. But today we've got some damage on the doors. Now on this I don't know if the B-roll is going to pick it up. Underneath the passenger door handle we've got a couple of nice scratches. I think that's from the supermarket. Whether someone scratched it, keyed it or what, I do not know. There's some strange people out there, aren't there? And Range Rovers are not a very common car in this part of France. And you do notice it when you're driving about and people are like, oh look, Range Rover, they must be loaded. Little do they know. The bit on the back door and the rear wheel arch is a different story. The Hobbit was coming home, opened the gate. Now she's in and out that gate all the time, so it's not a big deal. So as she was driving through the gate, one of the dogs knocked the gate, hit the door mirror, that folded that back, brushed up past this door and over the rear wheel arch. It's not deep scratches, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to buff that out. So that's what we're going to try today. I'm going to get all my bits and pieces together. I've got some cutting compound and I've got some polish, and we'll see if we can bring this back up nice and shiny. I will just say that we don't have the cleanest car. Trouble is, I want to wash the car, but it's like this. You can't wash it in this weather, and then when it's not like this, it's raining. We'll get to it. Now, I have noticed on the roof that's looking pretty bad. When I had the drone up last time, I think there's a couple of patches on the roof where the lacquer might be wearing off a little bit. There's not a lot I'm going to be able to do about that, apart from get up there and try and polish the roof, buff it up as good as possible, put some ceramic coating on to try and protect it. And if the paint does get that bad, I'm going to just put a full length roof rack on to hide it. We'll see, because they're quite expensive. Anyway, let's get some tools out and get cracking on this job. So I'm going to be using this. This is Meguiar's Mirror Glaze Professional Ultra Cut Compound. We'll see if it takes these scratches out. I don't know if you'll be able to see these on the camera, but just put a little bit on there, and then what I'll do is rub it onto the car, and it'll make a right bloody mess. So they've gone quite deep. See if I can buff it off with a bit of polish now by hand. It's still going to be a bit of a mark there, I think. So I'm just going to have to suck that one up, I reckon. I'm going to end up polishing this whole door because I've just sprayed it. Luckily this side's in the shade. Well, it's looking better. I wonder if the scratch was getting a bit of the old cutting compound stuck in it. Nice clean cloth now, and we'll just polish this off. Because it has gone everywhere. Probably put too much on it. The trouble is with doing this is going to be an absolutely spotless part of the car now. I'm going to want to be doing the rest of it, but that'll be another day. Now they are still there, the scratches, but they're not as visible. That one's almost gone, but that one's still there a little bit. And I don't want to go too much. I don't know how thick the lacquer is on the paint. Now, I do remember I've read somewhere that the lacquer and the paint is quite thick on these cars, so you can go quite a fair way with it. But I don't want to push my luck. So from a distance, that bit is going to look all right. Just a little one there and a little one there. So now we're going to have a go at the back of this. Still see some scratches, but might be able to buff them out. And that just leaves a bit over that wheel arch. You've got to be careful on the edges of the panels, because I think that thing will probably get through the paint quite quick. It does polish up nice. Perhaps I ought to make a bit more effort keeping it clean. It's like bloody brand new, that is. Yeah, it's getting in my eyes. There's just a few little scratches there, which I'm just going to see if I can get that out with the old buffer. We'll be back with you in a minute. It's getting warm out here today. It's only going to get up to about 27, 29, so it's not as hot as the other weeks where it was 37, 39, 40 plus. That was just too hot. So the wall wounds have pretty much been polished off. Over by the door, they're obviously a little bit deeper, and I didn't want to go too mad with the old buffer wheel, not knowing how sort of I could probably potentially make it worse than it already is. But now they're hardly visible. I think the only thing visible now is maybe a little bit of polish that's in the scratch, so I might be able to just get that out. all over the wheel arch in this back door here. All those scratches have gone. I did have to do that back door a second time because as the scratches on the door handle, I think the polish or the cutting compound was getting into the scratches. Once I'd sort of buffed them a bit more so that the scratches were sort of level with the surface of the lacquer or the clear coat, whatever you want to call it, I then went over it with some like wax polish and it's cleaned all them out, and now you can't even tell that there's scratches there. I'm still a little bit gutted about this tailgate, but it's been doing that for over a year now, and it's just started coming down the back of it, so it's actually visible from on the floor. We'll get onto that in another video, and I'll explain all what's going on further on down the line. But yeah, it's a bid now to get this looking super smart. Don't worry, we're not cleaning it up to sell it. This is my dream car. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next video. Bye for now.